Hello and welcome to another episode of Enemy Masters of the Apocalypse EpiTalks. I am your host, Mass the Great, and with me is Viking without a cause, Vlad. Say hello, Vlad.
Hello, everybody. I'm just kidding. Hey, everybody.
Super. And this is episode. Is it episode 5 or 4 of.
Ooh, I don't remember.
It's either
Whatever.
5 or
Whatever.
4. Well,
5 or 4.
it'll be in the episode title, don't
Yeah.
worry.
Yeah.
I'll fix that in editing. But we are here to talk about episode 9 and 10 of Vinland Saga Season 2. And I'm excited for this episode. Are you excited, Vlad?
Oh, yeah, I am.
But we have two
Yeah.
very different episodes to go through here.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, let's get to it with episode 9.
Mm-hmm.
So, I already, before you even watched the episode, I told you that it had become my favorite episode.
Mm.
So,
Did
I
you
have
get
a.
that?
Yeah.
Did you get that feeling when you read the manga? Or
Mm, no, I didn't. I think the way that the anime handled it was just on a higher level.
on a higher level? All right.
Yeah, because I don't want to spoil anything, but by going by just the manga, for Thorfinn there's an even more epic moment later on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So who knows? Maybe my favorite episode will change at some point down the line. But so far, that was my favorite episode. And
So yeah.
but so, yeah, but that's so I really highly enjoyed the episode. But what about you, Vlad? Did you enjoy it?
Oh yeah, we got even more spectacular dream nightmare scenes, and even more Askeladd. So what isn't there to like?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we jumped we came back to where we left last time with Thorfinn and Einar beating up some
Servants.
Carl some servants, yeah.
Mm.
Um, and yeah, and Thorfinn drifting into nightmare fuel. So yeah, it
Mm.
it again the animation, the studio, it is Mappa, yeah.
Yeah.
Studio Mappa, fucking delicious, top young,
Yeah, seriously, take a
beautiful.
shot every time we praise Studio Mappa because
Yeah,
it's
take
getting kind of ridiculous now.
yeah.
It's like each episode we're like, oh, Studio Mappa doing such an amazing job. It's
Yeah.
like, you know, I always wanna like whenever we come to an episode where we don't praise the animation or Studio Mappa, that's kind of the odd one out at this
Yeah,
point.
that's the odd one out. Yeah.
Uh,
So, yeah.
so
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, but the symbolism in this episode was spectacular
mm,
and very in your face, and I feel it was a good it was good. Um, it really summarized everything that Thorfinn has been struggling with,
mm,
and gave it a good like roundup. Okay, where is he to go from here? What is his purpose from here on out? Because the episodes before this, it has been him struggling with the past. Now he has a way and some tools to work through them now, and
mm.
he has a purpose to go to search for and to go to. So yeah, the nightmare sequence in this episode was yeah, it was very good, both visually and metaphorically and also and
Also
also
terrifying.
yeah, also terrifying and character and in terms of character development, it was very important and very good. I
Mm.
really feel like Thorfinn really has. We can see him evolve past this now. Now he we have seen him struggle with what he has done in his past. Now we can see him better himself.
Hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, because like all of the former episodes has very much been Thorfinn like questioning who am I or who do I want to be, what do I want to do,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
and this episode feel like it's very much the climax where Thorfinn finds out who he is and what he
Mm-hmm,
wants to do from here
mm-hmm,
on.
mm-hmm. Yeah, there was this thing he said where he said, is this Valhalla?
Hmm.
I don't know what I feel about. Mm, it has aged better now that I have seen the next episode after this one, but I still feel like, okay, he grew up with Viking culture again. Yeah. Oh, maybe it's him not actually wanting a Viking death or a traditional Viking heaven anymore. Maybe some other Viking warriors would just look there and, holy shit, let me get in this party or something.
Well, I
But
think it's
but
more.
it
Hmm.
hmm?
Yeah, I think it's more like seeing Thorfinn's perspective on the whole Viking warrior
Yeah,
life, where of
yeah,
course from his perspective the like glorious Viking life
mm,
is twisted into this
yeah,
really dark existence.
mm-hmm,
If we were to see like I don't know Thorkell's vision of Valhalla, it would obviously look
mm,
different.
yeah, yeah. And oh, I really, what was it, Ulf? Who was it down there? The mushroom guy
Björn.
down there. Björn, yeah, yeah.
Mm.
It was again an Askeladd sitting on top of the pillar and all.
Mm.
It was very. It hit it. It had a very special meaning that, oh, Björn is thriving. He's probably, again, we know that this is a nightmare sequence, but
It's not
for
actually
for
Valhalla or the
yeah,
afterlife or
yeah,
anything.
but for Björn, that would probably be a very good death and a very good afterlife for him. Um, Again, if it's if we play with the idea that after all of this, he's gonna go to the meat hall and drink and do all this again, um, and then the Thorfinn looking down at it and just the horror in his face, uh, seeing that, oh, this is definitely not for me.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah, but also
and
one thing you
yeah,
have to remember with your whole is this Valhalla thing. Like they do have Askeladd saying that this isn't Valhalla, this
uh,
isn't the
oh,
afterlife.
you're right, you're right.
So it's a moot point anyway. Like it's
Yeah.
more like this is the life of a warrior,
Hmm, hmm,
like a dark, really dark version of the life of a warrior, where you're
hmm.
just endlessly fighting and no one is really your friend. Everyone is just an enemy, and blood
Yeah,
and despair is all around you.
yeah. And you don't achieve anything more than just
More
killing and
fighting.
killing and killing. Yeah,
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 you kill to be so you get to kill another day.
yeah. So yeah, we have Björn down there, thriving, and we have Thorfinn up there, looking down and not wanting to be a part of that.
But
Then we
not being
have
able to escape.
yeah, not being able to escape, and then we have Askeladd, like being the mediator or this, like the voice, the inner voice, voice of Thorfinn saying, yeah, you should probably search to better yourself now,
Mm.
because this is, if you don't find other if you don't change your priorities in life now, this is going to be your future.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was very meaningful. Um,
Mm.
so yeah, that was very good. Um, do you have more to the? Do you have more to say to the nightmare sequence?
Yeah, I want to talk about like how it shows that it started with Thorfinn being like in a field, and him
Oh yeah,
being
yeah,
happier with
you're right.
the sheep or lambs, whatever they were, and him
Mm-hmm.
being at a really good place where
Mm-hmm.
everything that has happened was basically just a nightmare. He sees his father,
Mm-hmm.
but then after his father asks or tells him like, I can smell blood, like who have you killed and all that, then he gets
Mm.
pulled down, and I think there's
Yeah.
something. Okay, it's basically showing that okay, they're down into the depths or whatever we should call it, there where the ways of the warrior is such a horrible place, but outside of the hole is like paradise essentially, like peaceful and a good life where you can just be together with sheep all day or whatever.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
I think there's something very interesting there with his father is like outside of the hole is at the top and talking to him from there, while Askeladd is talking to him from down in the hole,
Mm-hmm.
and you can kind of see like where Thorfinn like conscience then like puts them,
Yeah.
where his father is someone who managed to Thorfinn in Thorfinn's eyes, because this is a dream. His
Yeah.
father
Yeah.
is someone who managed to escape from that hole, and now Thorfinn wants to reach where his father ended up actually getting.
Mm-hmm.
Where Askeladd was someone who didn't manage to, or it didn't even try to escape the
No.
the warrior life, but
Mm-hmm.
also just like the real Askeladd did, telling him to become a true warrior and to escape this life.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's it's really interesting, the entire setup there.
Yeah. Yeah. I forgot that the whole dream sequence didn't start in the twisted Valhalla.
No, it did like the whole like, oh, everything is great. Nope.
Yeah. Yeah. Nope.
And one thing I want to bring up, like this entire series runs with the concept of the quote unquote true warrior, and one of the most important like quotes of the series is that a true warrior needs no blade, and
Mm.
essentially it goes with that the true and greatest warrior is one who can solve the problems without having to resort to violence. That's the greatest
Mm-hmm.
warrior. And if you're someone who can do that, then you're a true warrior. And so you don't need the sword. If you're someone who don't need the sword, then only then
Yeah.
are you a greatest and the truest warrior. And
Mm.
I actually really like that.
Mm. Yeah. It's a powerful quote.
And yeah,
Definitely.
and also a really powerful like life philosophy in a sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what an interesting setting to have this kind of like plot,
Mm.
because when you think Viking Age, the last
Mm.
thing you think about is non-violent means of accomplishing your issues.
Yeah. Yeah. You wouldn't expect it to go for, oh, well, you should rather negotiate your way out of the conflict.
Yeah, rather than just go with the
Then
sword.
yeah. Yeah.
Like if I were to pitch a Viking show to you, and my first thing to say, okay, so the guy he wants to achieve a state of non-violence, and everyone would look at me and be like,
Yeah.
wait, what? This is Vikings. You know why people watch Viking
Yeah.
shows, right?
Yeah. It's
But then
yeah.
of course it
You wouldn't
saves
expect it, no.
no, and I think that's why the great thing about we have the entire first season, which is traditional. Traditional. It's essentially it is the Viking violence way.
Mm-mm.
Where we only get like glimpses of the whole non-violent thing with Thor,
Mm-hmm.
where even Thor kind of says that he hasn't achieved the true warrior because he still uses a sword and still like can't really escape it.
Mm-mm.
So we don't actually. Mm, it's not something that fills the show, the story too much in season one before we get back to it in a sense.
Mm. Yeah, it definitely, it it comes as a surprise that, oh, okay, how is Thorfinn going to be not? How is he going to get out of conflicts in the future?
It's not that it
Again,
comes as a surprise because like the concept has been introduced to us. It just hasn't been that prevalent throughout the most of
yeah,
season one. Because that was focused
yeah,
on Askeladd and England and Knut
yeah,
and Thorkel.
yeah,
Because there's
yeah.
that remember there's the entire like conversation between Thorkel and Thorfinn where they talk about this is season one
Uh,
where they talk about what Thor's was talking to Thor said before about a true warrior and Thorkel not knowing what he means, never being able to realize what he talks about, and Thorfinn
mm,
not being able to figure it out either.
mm,
And then we also have where the ending of season one where Askeladd dies and he tells Thorfinn to become a true warrior like his father, son of Thor, and all that.
mm.
So I feel like with might be weird to talking about Askeladd's character since he's dead now, but I feel like that both Askeladd was someone who also wanted to become a true warrior like Thor, but was never able
Uh,
to
achieve that. Yeah.
achieve that. Which is why he's still like
Um,
trapped in the warrior hole or whatever we should call it.
yeah, warrior hole.
I don't know what to call it, man.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good word for it.
Warrior hole. But I've heard that the whole Thorfinn like swearing off violence essentially like is pretty controversial between the Vinland Saga fandom. But what's your idea about it? What do you think?
Yeah, but Thorfinn's what could we call it? We could call it a what is that called? A promise to non-violence.
Hmm.
I'm excited to see how many times he's going to be challenged in not using his fist or weapon or something else. That is going to be such an interesting challenge for him and for the plot,
Mm-hmm.
because he knows he's a great warrior. He's an efficient killer.
Oh
He's a
yeah.
fucking vicious and efficient killer. That it would be the easy way, but he knows, but he knows for himself that if he doesn't want to go that warrior way and going down the warrior hole, he needs to change his priorities and needs to um, need to find other solutions. And those solutions I'm excited to see again, because it's gonna be such a mind puzzle for him, and
Mm.
and maybe we're gonna. Oh, you know what? I'm very excited if we're gonna see inner dialogue, because we haven't got any inner dialogue from him yet in this season,
I
right?
guess we
Have
haven't.
we ever got any inner dialogue from him?
From Thorfinn?
Yeah,
I
it has been from Aina most, right?
yes, I think so. I can't recall like,
I
off the
don't
top of
even
my head.
remember
I
if
can't
we have.
recall.
Yeah, but it's gonna be interesting to see how he's going to solve those challenges.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, and if he fails, how he's going to handle it?
Mm-hmm.
Is he is he is Aina going to help him get up on the horse again? And okay, you failed this time, but let's you didn't get any chance, so let's get on with it. You try again.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm very excited to see how he's going to yeah work those things out.
All right, but you're looking forward to where this will take his character essentially.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, I am
definitely,
happy to
because
hear that because I've heard some people say that they really didn't like that progression of his character.
what? Like that he isn't a fighter anymore,
Yeah,
or
that.
uh, the, yeah, come on, because that it, ugh, really that it's much more interesting because we know he can fight. We know it's a last way solution, but it's much more interesting for him as a character to actually struggling, not wanting to fight, but maybe he needs to some in in some scenario.
Hmm.
So it's yeah, it's gonna definitely drive the plot forwards and drive his character development forwards, that he has this inner struggle that
Hmm.
he also is trying to work with.
Yeah.
It's because again, as I think you would be on board on this one. This last season, it was almost all outside challenges they need to handle. Now we have a lot a lot of inside challenges they need to handle too.
Hmm.
Mostly challenges from inside themselves they need to work through.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm looking very much forward to that.
Mm. Also, I think I have one last thing about episode 9 I wanna just bring
Mm.
up is Einar's response to Thorfinn's declarations,
Mm.
where I really like it because like he says he doesn't really understand, but he does understand in a way,
Yeah.
and that's like the signs of a true friend. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
like if a friend comes over to you and is like, I want to do this because of this, and you're like, even if you don't really understand what it is your friend is going through, you're still supporting your friend in his goals because you can see
Mm-hmm.
it's how important it is to him essentially.
Yeah. I I read it like this, that he understands that he doesn't want to solve challenges with violence, but he doesn't really understand how he came to that solution, how he
Hmm.
came to wanting to do things like this. But he understands that he doesn't want violence. He doesn't want um, to use violence as a crutch.
Hmm.
So yeah. There's one more thing about episode 9.
Yeah.
Um, the fucking bastards got what they deserved. Not even.
No, they
That,
didn't
that,
really
that,
get what they deserved. Not
no, not
really.
even.
They got
They
off
didn't
scot
even.
free.
They got off scot free.
Yeah, the
But
servants. They okay. What Cato ended up deciding to do with them was essentially that there was no fight, and it was what is it, wild boars or something that tore off
yeah,
the farm. That's the story we're going with.
yeah. It's
But
it's a bit sad, but it's good to know that Thorfinn and Einar is not gonna be
punish.
punished for
Yeah,
for fucking them up.
yeah. I actually, yeah, I actually like that it didn't. That the conclusion wasn't too much in Thorfinn and Einar's favor, because I
Mm.
think like at that point it would have been like just too successful in a way.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I think that it serves the story better that like nothing really worse happens to them, but also nothing good happens to them.
Mm. Yeah,
Like
and it further
hmm?
and it further builds on the world building that they are slaves. They really don't have anything to say and don't have anything. They really are the bottom of the barrel in
Yeah,
this
it
in
was only
this.
because
They
of
they
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, it was only because of
Is it?
Peter's and Keitel's personality that they got off as well as they did.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm. Also,
So yeah.
I don't think it's said in the show at all, but I got the impression that that ring or whatever it was that Peter found, I think he actually he planted that evidence in order to help. Thorfinn and
Yeah,
Einar. I got the impression of that.
yeah, yeah.
But
Peter really it again because it was so. Who loses a ring? I think he knew that it was those guys, but just to help them in Viking court. I don't know what to call it.
you can call it
He planned
a thing if you really go for Viking talk.
Viking court. What
Viking court, you would call that a thing.
a thing.
Yeah. Why do you
I
think it's
can call
called
that a thing.
Folketing?
Yeah. So yeah. Um, I have the same feeling that he knew that they destroyed it, but he didn't have enough evidence, so he planted something there.
Yeah.
So yeah, to help them.
And we know that Peter is like a really close to Ketil.
Mm-hmm.
So what Peter has a lot of influence on Ketil.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think Ketil, he said in an early episode that he was like the in chief of the farm's finances or something.
Mm.
So in terms of he's really part of Ketil's inner circle, much more than those retainers or servants or whatever they are. Um,
Yeah.
so like I think the story was set up in a way that it makes sense that they were able to get off as from this entire situation as well as they did.
Mm.
And I'm glad they didn't take it further. That they were
Yeah.
like that the servants were
Story
punished because
story-wise,
story-wise
it makes very good sense. Yeah.
yes, it would have been better this way.
Yeah.
And the series, the episode caps off with Thorfinn and Einar working at the farm together with Sverker, and I think Thorfinn, is he smiling? I can't remember. I just remember like it was very sad. He had a look of satisfaction on his face while they were working, at the very least.
Mm. So yeah.
Yeah, great episode.
Also at. Yeah, it was a great ending. A great episode and a great ending. Yeah.
Yes. And let's go to episode 10 then.
Ooh, yeah.
Another Canute episode.
Another Canute episode. Oh my god.
Oh my man, Canute.
Oh Jesus.
Okay, but before we get to Canute, we actually are on the farm a little bit first.
Yeah, we are on the farm a little bit.
Yeah, so let's go through that first. So
yeah,
we finally see we have.
They finished.
Yes.
Farming simulator. They did it.
100% completion.
100% completion. Jeez, I didn't expect it actually to end. I expected it to end, but I thought it would be 5 episodes more or something. At this point, I thought, oh, okay, this season is gonna end with them leaving the farm. But no, they fucking did it. Oh, the start of the episode, it was so good that they filled the tree together and everything. It was
the amount of satisfaction I actually felt when they were like, that was the last tree. We did it, mate. It's rare that I feel that amount of like happiness and satisfaction from watching fictional characters do a job. And I think here it really helped that we've actually watched it weekly as opposed to just like in one sitting, because because each episode has like more impact, and we while they're working at the farm, we also keep on watching it week after week, just waiting for them to get further in it. And like now we are finally here after what, I guess 10 weeks of work essentially. Like we're finally here. They finally did it. So
that is us watching it in 10 weeks, but in real time.
Oh, it took me years, man.
Yeah, 3 years.
Even more.
3.5 years, I think. Yeah, it really it actually first dawned on me how much time it took for them when they sat down and talked about it. Again, and I think it's so meaningful because it seems a little bit surreal for them too, with them
Yeah.
sitting and okay, it took 3.5 years for them. Now what?
Yeah, where they don't really know
Now,
what to do.
yeah, they don't, they, know- they are on the edge of being free, and now they don't know what to do with it. Which in which what I actually think, I think many slaves would have that feeling. Again,
Mm.
they have basically built a whole new life, a whole new way of living,
Yeah.
and now they are almost done. But, okay, well, my whole family is that I was plucked out of my previous home, my previous country,
Mm.
and now I need to find a way back, or find myself a new way of living. If you think about it, it's a bit scary actually, because
Yeah.
you have no previous wealth. You have you come from nothing.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing you have gotten back is your freedom. That's scary.
Mm-hmm.
And here they sit and are looking towards getting the next harvest done. And then comes it's Ketil is called, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what does this man say? You remember this?
Oh yeah, he says that once they planted the harvest, then they're free, and they have their freedom. Yeah, and
so
yes,
yeah.
I love how they don't. They're just looking at him like, what? And he's like, oh well, aren't you happy? And he's like, oh yeah, we're very happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we freedom. Whoa, we did it.
Again, they just talked about, oh, now we finished filling all the trees. Now we just have to get the next harvest in again, and that's a year's work for
Mm-hmm.
them to get done. And then Casey comes around. Oh well, when you're planting the seeds and done with that, you're free. It's just, oh god. Well, all the plans they don't have yet needs to come really fast now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh Jesus. So yeah, they are essentially free now. I'm excited to see again. That's gonna be next episode probably, where they finish up and needs to find out, is Aina going back to England, or what is Thorfinn going to do again?
Well, there
He
is
he
there is
has.
one crux to this.
Hmm.
Ketil said he would give them their freedom after he came back from his visit to Yelling.
Yeah, you're right. You're
And
right.
what's happening in Yelling right now?
Oh yeah.
Stuff is happening in Yelling.
Big fucking stuff is happening. But before we jump to Yelling
Mm.
again, I just want to talk about Thorfinn's ambitions, what he's wanting to do when he's free.
Yeah.
Because I know he wants to go back to England,
Well, he never
and
said
start
that.
a new life. Yeah, but
But
he's
no, what
thinking
he's
about
saying,
it.
but right now, Einar's biggest problem is that he doesn't know what to do in terms of Arnade, because Arnade is still stuck on the farm.
Yeah, he
That's
has
his
that
biggest
struggle too.
problem.
Yeah,
Where
yeah,
Thorfinn, he doesn't know if he wants to go back to Iceland or not and see his family.
yeah. He does not, but he has a big ambition though, Thorfinn.
Oh, to make a
He
land, to make a world without
Yeah,
slavery and war.
that's Jesus, and he's wanting to do that without violence even. Sheesh.
Yeah, you would be surprised about the amount of wars that has been started by the logic of if you make this war now, that means we can avoid future wars.
Oh, yeah,
It
yeah.
hasn't worked, I can tell you that much, but the amount of wars that has been because of that is tremendous.
So yeah, it it's exciting to see the next episode, where how are they going to handle freedom, and is Ketil, is he going back? Is he coming back next episode? In the next episode, or are we going to, or are we going to see him react to what's happening in Yelling? Let's go to Yelling. Okay, let's start out with Yelling. What a fucking name drop!
Yeah.
What a name drop!
Yelling is a city that still exists. I've been there many times. It's kind of amazing.
Yeah,
it's amazing that
that's a-
Yelling is in an anime.
Yelling.
Yay!
Yelling
I'm sorry.
it's a big Viking
Town.
town. Again, it's a special one here in Denmark, especially.
Yes, because the Yelling stones are there.
Yeah. Again, what is really it's the stone that's
where Denmark is mentioned for the first time, essentially.
Yeah, and the Danish people are mentioned for the first time. So, I'm looking. Nah, we're not gonna. No, because it's because before his time, the Yelling Stone is not even. It hasn't been made yet.
Oh,
right?
it has.
It has. Oh,
yeah, it was Gorm the Old who put up the Yellingstone, which is Knut's great grandfather.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, I hope we're gonna see that.
No, not great, just
so
great.
cool.
I think just great grandfather.
Just fucking imagine the Yellingstone, but drawn in anime style. Oh,
damn, that would be epic.
My mouth is watering right now.
You know, it deserves
so
to be like in like Danish national news. I don't think it's gonna be, but it deserves.
Nah, it's so cool.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let's talk about what's happening in Yelling in this episode. Oh my god.
So, King Harald II is sick. The current king of Denmark, Canute, older brother, and Canute, the now king of England, is visiting him on his deathbed, essentially.
How long has it been since he has been in Yelling? A long fucking time.
Well, yeah. Well, it should have been. As far as we know, he hasn't been in Yelling since he first restarted the war in England.
Departed, yeah.
Because the show might have done it different, but according to history, after Sven, Knute's father died, Knut had to flee England back to England, and then had to remake a new Viking army to re-invade. The most where funny enough, Harald is actually we don't in terms of kings of Denmark we don't know much about Harald. He's the thing he's most famous for is lending the Danish army and fleet to his brother to invade England with, which they also mention in the episode.
That was cool too. Yeah. It filled history. It felt like history. It was cool.
Which it was.
That segment. Yeah.
Oh, we see their younger sister.
Yeah. I have never heard about her.
You should. She's actually very important.
Oh damn.
Yeah. See, Canute. After Canute dies, his son doesn't have any sons. So after Canute's son dies, it's actually one of Estrid's sons that become king of Denmark. And it's from her line that it continues forward from.
Cool.
Yeah, that's why one of the like early dynasties of Denmark is actually named after her.
Cool.
Yeah. So anyway.
But yeah, he comes back and sees some kids playing with a ball, and then one of the kids drops a ball near him, and
PTSD.
His father said, "Yeah, PTSD." So yeah.
Yeah, he sees his father's severed head talking to him. Yeah, Canute is dealing with some big problems.
Yeah, and again, we have only gotten one episode before this with him, but again, I was a little bit surprised. He felt like this character. He felt like this character that was what is the right incorruptible. You know he was one of the heroes of the Vinland Saga. That okay, he's gonna be he's gonna hold the mantle on in this story, but no, he's struggling with things too, which is it feels like a strong contrast to the last episode with him, where he like everything was going great for him. He knew exactly what to say and what to do to conquer and do it efficient. But the stone marble is showing some cracks right there. So,
and especially prominent is that whole in the first season there was that entire speech which King Sven gave to Canute, which he called like the curse of the crown. That once you get the crown keeps on like talking to you and telling you to keep on amassing more power and keep on using that power to get more power and do everything to protect the power that you have, and kind of mirroring the thing that Swerker in an earlier episode said about having like too big of a farm, in a way actually, like you're spending money to protect your farm, to get more money, to get an even bigger farm, to get more money, which means you need to use more money to protect your farm, and this cycle essentially. We're seeing like a really much bigger version
it's scaled
of that.
Yeah.
Where it's not farms or riches we're just talking about now. We're talking like nations, countries, kingdoms.
Yeah.
And where Canute has kind of gone all the way to kind of a villain at this point, you could argue.
He has gone to what?
He's gone to a kind of a villain status at this point.
Oh yeah. I felt like that too. Yeah.
Like, I think the show does a really good job because there's the flashbacks where with the Canute's childhood, where he's playing with his brother and just seeing how nice of a guy Harold was, and seeing how protective of Canute he was, and that they had a great relationship. And spoilers, but Canute poisons his brother to get the crown of Denmark.
Yeah.
And just again, that's dark and kind of evil.
It is.
Like, this is the guy who gave you an army free of charge to conquer your own nation, essentially. And what do? After you've used your brother's army to get your own nation, you poison him and take over his nation. Damn!
Yeah.
And that entire scene where Harold is lying, like, sickly in bed, and he actually tells Canute, again showing how great of a guy Harold is, that I leave Denmark to you. And that tiny little smirk that Canute gets. He's like, all according to plan. That's like Yagami level of smirk.
That's like Yagami shit right there.
Oh god.
Oh shit, man. So that, and then it goes south because then he is confronted
by his own demons, in kind of like just like Thorfinn is.
Yeah.
Where his father's again severed head tells him that how can you smile like that, like you are the one who poisoned him, and you could have ruled the world together, but instead you were too greedy and killed your own brother and took his crown. All that.
Yeah. You went the way with the cursed crown and all that. Yeah.
Not even you could get over the curse of the crown.
Yeah, it's that's spicy. That's good. That's
and then
tasty.
Then there's the great scene where there's the servant girl who comes with some refreshments to Canute.
Oh yeah.
And he doesn't want to touch it because he's scared of being poisoned, just like he did. And that's kind of like, it mirrors what happens in episode 9, where Askeladd says that everyone is your enemy when you're
Yeah,
in that whole like you don't trust anyone and everyone is your enemy. That's where Canute is at this point.
yeah,
He doesn't
yeah,
trust anyone and everyone is his enemy, and everyone is just a tool to get more power.
yeah. But yeah, that. Oh, yeah. Knut is becoming a much more complex character.
Yes.
Um, so yeah, but right now he has everything going for him. Again, I'm looking forward to see what what wrench is gonna be thrown into this wheel
Mm-hmm.
for Knut to stumble, and is he going to stumble? Is there going to be um, problems he has to solve, or is it going to be butter smooth gliding from here? Um, Again,
Mm.
we know. The guy with the axe and the eye patch. He's called
Dorkel?
Torkill. Yeah. Again, he would not be fucking amused if he knew that Knut poisoned his brother. Again,
No, that would be
that
that
would
was like a cowardly move.
yeah. Again, we know that next time again, Torkel said to him last time if he does something like he did last time that he lets the enemy go, or he does something. Oh, what he does something that that contrasts to his vision of Knut, the future idea of him
Mm.
that Torkel has. He will fight him and probably kill him,
Yeah.
beat him up. So yeah, I'm looking forward to see is Torkel going to get a whiff of this again. He doesn't seem like the kind of investigating, but is there someone else who has interest in Knut not being on the top that's gonna inform him? It's gonna be interesting to see.
Mm.
So yeah, oh yeah, but that scene in that dark in the dark room with him sitting with the crown in the window, and was it Sven?
Yeah, Sven.
Yeah, and Sven's head in the corner. Oh
Mm.
my god!
Yeah. And then like Canute starting laughing and like admitting that the only one he can actually be honest to is
Yeah,
his father at this point.
yeah.
And
It's
yeah, it really just also shows like the sadness of it all.
yeah,
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 you know when Thorfinn like early, in an earlier episode said that he had never been happy in his life. Like
mm,
that's where Knut is right now.
yeah.
He's not happy. I don't think even
No,
when we see him like smirk and all that, he's not actually happy.
yeah. Again, again. I think these again. Could you categorize it as an addiction that he needs to get more again, or is it
I think he's on the
compulsion?
whole like the end justifies the means,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
but I don't think he himself like has kind of an idea of where that end is.
mm,
Like we saw in the first season, kind of like he wants to build a heaven on earth essentially. Like he want to
mm,
build a utopia where
mm-hmm,
when people die and they can go to heaven, they say
mm,
no. They say no to God. We don't want to go to heaven. We would rather be on earth.
mm.
So I think he's like yeah, he's trying to make the ideal kingdom essentially, like the
Yeah,
ideal world
whatever the cost is.
essentially. Yeah,
Yeah. Whew, oh, okay.
which of
Too
course goes
many.
against Thorfinn's
Mm,
plan of making a peaceful world without war and slavery, because
mm,
one of the ways that Canute wants to make this perfect world is through conflict
yeah,
or poison. I consider poisoning conflict.
yeah, I understand. Yeah,
Hmm.
he he isn't too concerned by the means he needs to
Again,
go
the end
go through
justifies
to
the
get.
means.
Yeah, yeah. But Torkel is Thorfinn is very concerned about how he's going to achieve what he wants.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm interested to see, are they going to meet up, or are their ideals and ideas, are they going to show and conflict with each other? Oof.
Only the future can
It's
tell.
interesting to see. Only the future can tell. Yeah.
Mm.
Again, when is the next episode?
Monday?
Oh, yeah, the first.
Mm.
Yeah.
One thing I want to bring up real quick, like the flashback scenes where we see Harold and Canute as children, were not in the manga.
What?
Yeah, anime original.
Oh, damn.
Yeah,
You're,
I know,
you're
right?
spoiling us.
Like, what have we done to deserve all this?
Damn.
Also, as as a Danish person interested in Danish history, it's just nice seeing King Harold just more with him, because he's kind of one of the forgotten kings, honestly. Like
Hmm.
he is a Viking king who's
Hmm.
mostly well known for having a famous younger brother. That's kind
Yeah.
of sad. So I'm happy
Yeah.
that he gets some love here.
He gets some of the rim light. Yeah.
Yeah, I've read a quote from a historian who said who called him like Harold the Forgotten.
Oof.
Yeah, that's harsh, man.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah.
So
He's
yeah,
not
that
dead. Harold is not dead yet. Not yet,
he's
at least.
essentially dead. He's like on his
Essentially,
deathbed.
yeah. Yeah. It's. I'm gonna predict that Torkel is getting to town, and news just breaks that the king is dead.
Hmm.
That's gonna be my prediction at the next episode.
Well, I'm not gonna predict anything
Oh, fine.
because I've read the manga, so I can kind of assume where it
Ah,
will go. So it would be
ah,
kind of weird for me to predict anything.
yeah. So,
So yeah,
great episodes.
really great. And do you have more to add?
No, no.
All right, and I think that's it. Thanks for watching, and remember to like and subscribe and comment down below. And this has been the Anime Masters of the Apocalypse, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.
Bye.